Well, speaking of Glenn Beck, it turns out a lot of the content for his show comes out of research and ideas taken from another show, The Alex Jones Show. People started to notice some strange similarities, and then a Fox News insider verified it, that Glenn Beck employees actually listen to and report back to their boss, who takes the ideas and then retools it to his style. Now, lo and behold, some of the same ideas are on that show. Radio host Alex Jones, one of our regular guests here on RT, joins us now from Austin, Texas.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey there, Alex. You must be honored that the biggest star in the highest-rated cable news network has his people listen to you to get ideas for his show.
Well, I mean, not really, because what he does is he takes true libertarian or constitutionalist populist ideas this country was founded on and repackages it for people to believe that people like Newt Gingrich and the mainline Republicans are real change. And we saw Obama do this a year and a half ago when he first got in. I came on RT and said he'll be one of the most hated presidents. His approval ratings will plunge very, very fast because Obama himself is just reading off a teleprompter and works for these same big corporations in the military-industrial complex. He's the left-wing neoliberal system to con the population. Glenn Beck and Sarah Palin and others, they are the right-wing version of that, but they're financed by the very same system. What we have here is a continuity of agenda. And Glenn Beck will also blame everything on Obama when Obama is basically just a figurehead. He'll say Obama is putting Americans on secret hit list. Obama is sending out 500 mobile X-ray vans to look through our walls. But all of that began under Bush. So the issue here is he's not very honest about where the real tyranny is coming from, and that's the power behind the throne. And his ratings are down about 1 million viewers in the last year. He's still able to have a few big events when the other media gives it attention. But normally he has about 500 to 1,000 people show up. And, you know, quite frankly, I was having 1,000 people show up at rallies 10 years ago. And that's why Glenn Beck and the neocons saw that and began basically taking my research, my material, and then twisting it to try to sell the grassroots that's waking up in this country to con them back into the plantation of the mainline neocons. I would briefly add, one good guy that was there is Judge Andrew Napolitano. He's always been a true constitutionalist. He's a guy who really gets it. Glenn Beck is a completely different animal.
And I want to show our viewers just an example. So we'll play this, and then we'll come back to you, and I'll get your response.
And they would align themselves behind a new, I would imagine, a new currency. And for all trading the same currency, then you're moving more towards the idea of a new order, a new world order of things.
If you want a redistribution of wealth, what you do is you collapse the system, and then it has to restart. Well, that's what's happening.
But
they're overwhelming it.
I know there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there, and I had the benefit of doing the Alex Jones show last night, and I heard a couple of them.
So, Alex, you know, the same guest even from your show to his. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Guests that no one's ever heard of that we interview 2 months before he then has on, and he even uses the very same nomenclature. He even uses, you know, some of the same words in the way he delivers it. But then again, he blames this whole world government on mid-level socialist and communist academics and people like Van Jones, when we've got the public RAND Corporation documents, the Ford Foundation, the Carnegie Endowment, you know, going back 50, 60 years, where they said they would have a form of corporate fascism masquerading as a form of grassroots socialism or collectivism. So Beck basically tells the truth on a lot of issues, but then he blames it on mid-level scapegoats and makes us believe that, you know, if we'll just vote for Republicans, we'll be okay. But then he also comes out and says, I'm not saying the Republicans will save us, but you should still go and basically vote for them. He tells us Newt Gingrich is a great guy when Newt Gingrich is supporting the failed and exposed fraud of carbon taxes and global warming. I mean, there's hundreds of issues where he does this. I mean, going back a few years ago, nobody else on national radio was talking about eugenics, world population reduction. Now he covers that on his show, but then he blames it again on mid-level nobodies and, you know, a dead president like Woodrow Wilson instead of the people that are actively pushing and promoting this now. But it shows how far the true liberty movement and the true Tea Party, started under Congressman Ron Paul 4 years ago, has come, that the Republicans, the mainline neocons, have had to come in, take on our political colorings as camouflage to sell their agenda back to the people to get back into power. But the population of the planet is really getting wise to Fox News and Glenn Beck. And the New York Times is reporting, and they interviewed Beck, that Fox News is seriously concerning and looking at basically throwing him under the bus in the near future. I would want to say that the people at the Tea Parties, they mean well. They know this country's going in the wrong direction. They just don't have all the facts, so they think that the teleprompter reading Harvard lawyer is actually running things when he's just a front man.
Pretty interesting, too. A lot of people even starting to protest and rally against Fox News. That was Alex Jones, radio host for The Alex Jones Show.